Yes, we're back with another episode, another rider. Today we have the lovely Habib in the car.
Heba.
Heba. We are talking about engineering and the workplace. I was a construction manager as a site manager in the commercial industry. Heba was
a civil engineer.
Take my hat off to her. I wanted to do that, but I couldn't because I wasn't that good at maths. Well, it was taking me time. Why civil engineering? And she's Sudanese, by the way. She's not Asian.
No. Why don't I do civil? Because I really enjoyed. I liked maths. I liked physics at school, and I liked product design. I liked making things, and I was really good at art. I was really creative. So I kind of just picked subjects I liked while I was at school, and then it took me to that career.
Did you go to school here?
In the UK or in London?
In London.
No, not in London. I went to school in Slough.
Slough?
Yeah.
That must have been exciting.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
So,
friends I made at school were friends for life, but...
At school?
Yeah.
Or university?
At school.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, friends for life. Like, we're still tight.
But you live over this side, east side of London?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I am after uni.
So what about your uni friends? Did you keep in touch with your uni friends?
Yeah, quite a few of them. But it's not the same. I feel like my school friends were like a big group, but with my uni friends, like people here and there.
Okay, that's interesting. Because they usually say your uni friends are going to be your friends for life because you have things in common with them in the industry.
Yeah, I didn't have things in common with people at uni. I went to Bath uni.
Yeah, very posh.
Very posh, and
But you're articulate.
Yeah,
you look
but
intelligent.
I come from a working class family.
Really?
Proudly, and like second generation, and that was not the norm.
Oh, so you're born here?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were born in Sudan.
No, I was born here.
Okay, all right.
And I just didn't. The friends I've made are the friends I did have stuff in common with, but a lot of them I just couldn't. Like, I found it hard to relate to them because we were just too different.
Were they welcoming? Or
They were, but I think some of them were, quite a few of them were ignorant. Like people I went to uni with, like they just didn't know, they grew up in like very middle class areas, very white areas, and sometimes they'd say stuff that was a bit mad or...
Like what?
I can't say.
Come on. No, just say it. Say it as it is. It's interesting when people... I give you an example. I did a vlog yesterday about Carnival.
Okay.
Do you remember the kid who tried to... teenager, what have you. He tried to lob off the other guy's head with the machete.
This year?
Yeah.
No?
Well, I'm on 158,000 views on that vlog so far. It's my biggest vlog going. Excuse me. And the amount of comments I've got from certain groups of people who they were really talking on an ignorant scale. But it's interesting to see where they're coming from, you see. So that's why. So what did they say?
They would just ask inappropriate questions, or they would and the thing is, I think for a long time I was making not excuses for them, but I kind of was, maybe because I had to spend a lot of time around these kind of people. I couldn't hate them because otherwise I wouldn't have survived 5 years of uni. So I kind of tried to rationalize it of like, they don't know any better, they hadn't really exposed themselves to that stuff before, but it's still not okay. And it's a product of what happens when you're isolated and you don't try and...
What's inappropriate though?
What's inappropriate?
Yeah, that you said they said. Just to give us an insight, because they
Okay,
maybe...
for example, there was sometimes where there would be people that would say, yeah, I just don't think black women are attractive.
Okay.
And that's, yeah, not okay. Like, obviously, it's ignorant. You can't say just because someone is a particular race that immediately unattractive. But they would say that stuff to me as well. And I wouldn't even know how to react. And then also, it was weird, was back then I didn't really have the understanding I did now of just like understanding like my position as a black woman, and like I didn't have very good language to articulate racism and ignorance and where it came from and why people said stuff like this. So it'd make me feel uncomfortable, but I didn't know why.
But you're model material in looks.
Thanks, man.
No, I'm just saying, because typically, I can see you doing the catwalk, the facial models, that kind of thing. So, but when you, in what context is that being said?
They were saying they don't find.
Yeah, but why would they come out of the blue? What is it about that they're just sitting there one day and you're sitting in the class and they go, you know what, I don't find black women attractive.
I think
they just say that, or is it?
I honestly can't remember the context of the conversation, but it was, yeah, it was still said though. Like, I think, what were we talking about? I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But even if I wasn't model material or attractive, that's still not okay to say. Like,
oh, you know what I would say, and this is, you could say it's devil's advocate, it depends on what the context is, because if it came up in a genuine conversation as it was running and people were talking about what they're, who they like a thing, there's that old saying, if you haven't got anything nice to say, don't say nothing at all. Yeah, but that's my generation, in the way I'd rather hear people's point of view and know where I stand with them than there being, let's say, closet racist, or know where I stand with them, and then I can challenge them on that. Do you see what I mean? I can say, okay, so all black women are unattractive because you've just cut off, a third of the world's population, or whatever,
Yeah.
That kind of thing. You can start to look at it.
So and I agree with that. I agree with that. So now that I'm a bit older, I know that it's important to put yourself in healthy discussions to challenge your opinion,
mm-hmm.
and it's okay for people to, like, if they're saying, like, it's obviously to an extent, like, you're not going to have people say a madness to you, but it's still
mm-hmm.
important for you to be in environments that, or have like healthy debates with people. I think that's really important. But I think what I found really difficult at uni was that I didn't even have I didn't have anywhere that like asserted my humanity. I felt like I was being attacked from every corner. So when people would say stuff like that to me, I felt really isolated and unwanted and alone. But now that I've moved to London and I've reconnected with my friends and I've reconnected with my family, and I have like a strong group of diverse friends and I feel seen, I can go to these really shit places or like have these really hard conversations with people and still know what to say. But when you're in a town where no one looks at you, no one looks like you, you're disrespected every day, and then on top of that you have people in your close quarters telling you they don't find black women attractive. It's like, okay, so I'll just you lose all sense of confidence.
So you're saying you were alone?
Yeah, I felt very lonely.
Can I ask you something? Why did you go to that university? Because London does loads of... I ask
myself that question all the time.
My daughter's 19 and she's going to Swansea, and I don't know why she wants to go to Swansea. I think she wants to get away from the house and do it independent. Her mum's for it. I don't think it's a good idea. I think she should be going to a university in London. But then also people say, it's like, would you change your experience knowing what you know now?
I wouldn't. Yeah, it's hard because I feel like that experience made me who I am now.
Thank you.
Which is
You learn a lot.
You learn a lot.
In the deep end.
Yeah, but it's also painful and difficult, and I sometimes feel like I've regressed. Because before I went to uni, I think I was like quite progressive. I knew myself a lot more, and then I went to uni and I kind of lost 3 years just trying to figure it out. And sometimes I do feel like if I'd went to uni in London, or if I'd gone somewhere that was a bit more diverse, I wouldn't have struggled as much. But I think that stuff needs to happen. Also, professionally and academically, I feel like that uni gave me that. Like, it gave me a really good degree. I had really good lecturers. I did a year abroad. I worked at like a really good consultancy. Like, my CV looks great. So if that's what it gave me, then that's fine. If it was a mess socially, then
okay, that's
it's
good.
just a price I had to pay, which is fine.
I agree with that, because we learn through pain and suffering.
Yeah.
And also, you say you knew yourself, but clearly it could have been said that you didn't. You knew yourself as you were prior to being away from the safety of your home.
Yeah.
Now you have to find out who you are in the wilderness with the hounds, the wolves, the bears. Do you see what I mean? Which is actually a test of your womanhood.
Yeah, for sure.
So when you have children, you can discuss and talk and know what, you can relate. You can explain, this is how the world works, and this is how you handle people, and all those things.
Yeah,
and it doesn't seem like you've been traumatized.
No, I don't think so. I don't think I've been traumatized. I think I'm all right.
Okay, that's good. So, where did you go? What country did you go to when you were studying? So I went abroad to study.
Where did you go abroad to study?
I went to a number of countries. I kept on doing the same unit again so I could go abroad. I went to San Francisco to study construction. Excuse me, that's my daughter. To study construction in earthquake zones.
Okay.
I went to Mexico to study ancient ground retrieval. So what they did in Mexico, they put piles in the ground.
Yeah.
Do you know about that?
Yeah.
Wooden piles with wooden tree trunks, massive tree trunks, and they put meshes like a material.
Tree trunks.
Yeah. So you pile drive the tree trunk down. You put mesh in when I say mesh, it's like a plant, weave it in and out, and then you pack it with this kind of soil type, and it sinks. This is done over years and years and years, and then eventually the ground goes solid, and then you can build your massive sacrificial temple on top. I went to Turkey to study the Hellenistic and the Ottoman Empire and that construction form. And I went to, did I say San Francisco?
Yeah.
So I went to Egypt, obviously. Yeah.
Nice.
And we went to Cyprus. That was superb, Cyprus, because it's all about strategic embattlements, and northern Cyprus it was a great place. And where else did I go? Somewhere else I went, I think, but basically every year we went away.
That's wild.
Yeah, but where did you go?
Yeah, you make mine sound boring now. I just went to Spain. I went to Madrid for 6 months.
Yeah, but you were away a lot longer than I was, because we was doing like 2 weeks in each place.
Okay. It was like
and everything. It was a rush. I mean, it was rush.
Okay.
You had to write up stuff on it, essay on there. You're going here, getting on the coach here, doing this, doing that. You felt exhausted, but it's great, in that respect.
What uni was this?
South Bank.
Oh,
and it's very cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
Very cool. If you was a white person, you'd probably be a minority. It was people from all 4 corners of the world, from Iceland to Asia to Africa to, South America.
That sounds like just like growing up in London then.
Yeah, well, this is a reflection of our demographics.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So how was your time in Spain?
I loved it. Again, I made good friends that I'm still in touch with.
You speak Spanish? Hola.
Hola. No, I'm not going to try and
No
try. It's all
comprendo.
gone. It's all gone. I learned quite a lot while I was living there because I had to get by. Because loads of people in Spain actually don't speak English.
Yeah.
Also, it's kind of rude if you go somewhere and you just start talking to someone in English, like in their country.
Well, now you've got those translator apps, isn't it? You talk into it, you hand
Yeah, I
it to
feel like that's
person.
even worse. I feel like that's even worse.
No, but you were learning time anyway. But that's like, I need to.
Like, could you imagine just speaking, shoving a phone in someone's face? Like, listen.
I wouldn't worry about that. French will probably complain about it because French are the French, but everybody else will say, yeah, fair enough, don't speak my language. I want to make money in this person. Let's sort it out.
Try and converse.
Yeah, that's just what it is, isn't it? So you're telling us, so you love Spain.
Yeah.
What was you doing in Spain?
I just did my master's there, so I did some modules there.
So you got a degree and a master's?
Yeah.
What qualifications you get? A first?
2-1.
Oh, they did better than me. I got
Just
2-2.
Did you?
Uh-huh.
But 2-1, like just about.
Oh, I just about got a 2-2. So you're laughing now, innit? What was your job? Because what was your role in Spain? Sorry.
Oh, that was for my. I wasn't working there. I was studying there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's what you were doing.
I wasn't working.
So when you got a degree, when you got a job,
yeah.
Did you get a job at the end of your degree, your master's?
So I did a job between my second year and my third year for a year. It was like a placement. And then after I graduated, I got a job straight away.
I'm gonna you went and got your student loan, didn't you?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something.
I don't know if I want to hear it.
No, I don't know. I need to tell you this. I don't know if I want to hear this. Okay.
You said student loan.
No, listen. When I joined South Bank University, and this is 98.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm a bit older than you.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's 150 people on our first course that we did. And that was from architects, civil engineers, surveyors, everybody, yeah. And I was doing an HND diploma in that time.
Okay.
And then what we worked out, there's only 8 of us doing it full time. Everybody else was sponsored by a company. They had a 9 till 5.
Okay.
Yeah. By the end of that next year, there was 0 people doing it full time.
Okay.
Everybody was sponsored, so there's earning money, getting qualifications, and getting work experience.
That's smart.
So I don't know why you didn't do that, but if you'd gone to South Bank instead of going to the posh place, you could. You could have done that, sister. You could have done that.
What is mad is there were some people I went to uni with, and their parents paid their tuition fee outright.
Yeah, but that's not mad.
There's no such thing as student loan.
Yeah, of course, that's not mad. That's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm never gonna pay that off.
Think of it now. Yeah, you could start your I don't know your relationship status, but you're your age. You've got no children, yeah.
Yeah.
So you could take a 5% of your money or whatever, instead and pay like an insurance thing, not insurance, like a pension thing that will kick in now when your children are a certain age, and it will pay for all their university fees. Do you see what I mean? So let's say you're going to pay that for 10 years, 50 quid every month or whatever it is, in 10 years, and then by the time they graduate, they come to university, universities are paid for. So you do that, they do that in other countries.
Yeah, but I want to enjoy my money. I don't really think about a hypothetical kid.
Okay, well I'm saying if you got your part.
I want all my money to be mine for now. That's the whole point of not having kids, to not spend money on.
Can I ask you something? You in a relationship?
No, I'm not.
Okay, because I'll say that talk sounds dangerous. Red flag, red flag, red flag. I want all my money to be mine. Where's the boyfriend? Come on, spend the money on me. I'm not spending mine. Yeah. So what was it like in the construction industry as a lady, as a black lady? Because I have to come with that angle, because I've spoken to other women in construction. Like there were black women who were engineers in my uni.
It was interesting because I came at a time where, so I started my graduate job 2019, 2020. And it was like during that whole like the like resurgence of like BLM, and then talk of like diversity and stuff. So it was like, you could tell people were like panicking, like non-diverse industries were panicking. They were like, oh my god, we just don't, like, our demographics are really not proportionate. We have no black people, we have no women, we have no, so I think I found a bit hard at the start, because I felt like sometimes it was being tokenized, like and I think that a part of it was me, like I think that was my own insecurity, like they weren't doing that, but I couldn't help but feel that.
Were you the only black woman in the company?
I was the only black. There was a point where the company I was working for has like 3 or 4 offices, and I was the only black female engineer in all of the offices across the whole of the UK.
Engineer's a tough job though.
It is.
Cold weather, trying to write down thing, wet, in mud.
It is, but it doesn't like...
Go on. It's not attractive to people who want to stay clean and warm. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I wasn't on site. I was in the office. I was a consultant. I was
never went on
the
site?
Computer all day. Sometimes, occasionally, but I was on the computer all day.
You had a life of luxury. I don't know how you complain. My friend she had the same surname as me. She said she went to do engineering, and she worked for, what's that company? It's something beginning with a B. Balfour Beatty.
Oh yeah.
And she was in the trenches.
Yeah.
Literally. Nah. And she said, no, I can't do this. This is too cold.
No, I went on site a few times, and I'd see people out there every day. I'm like, I don't know how you guys are doing this. You
see some project where you're down in some 20-foot hole, the wind is blowing along the Thames and just cutting you, man.
I don't know how to do it. I really don't know how to do it.
Mud. The water's rising up through the hole, and you're hoping that pump still keeps it working. You don't want to take.
I think in the sun, in the summer, it must be great.
Yeah, but
not when it, not there. No.
Okay.
I think I would have enjoyed it maybe for like 6 months or a year. I never tried it, to be fair. I never did site.
But you're still an engineer today. So you're a consultant. Yeah. Can I ask you, how can you be a consultant if you haven't done the bits on the ground, works on the ground? I'm not sure of I think it's called consultancy. I think it's called engineering consultancy. But you basically just design the stuff and do the drawings, and then you hand it to the contractor. So you do the bulbs of pressure and all these things, but surely you need to go to the site. Yeah, to check. But you like size the steel. You size the steel. We didn't do connections, but you like size the steel. You did like the arrangement, the setting out, and then like concrete grade, reinforcement. Yeah. And then you do the drawings, and then you hand it to the contractor, and then so you know your stuff though. Yeah, because I can relate to everything you're saying. So you hand it to me, hand it to you, and I say, and then sometimes this is great. I don't know how to do it, I'm like, 2 contractors design, and then you guys figure it out. And I go, this is great, but it doesn't coincide with the architect's design. Can you please sort it out? And if you're dealing with loads of bulbs of pressure and things like that, you need to do it right. Yeah. You can't be giving that to me. So I can design that. Yeah. I can design certain things, but I will design 3 options and send it back to you and say, pick one. It's your responsibility. Yeah. And you'll go, See, that's what I'm talking about. Why you need to be on site. Because you get enough experience that you don't have to pass the buck. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. I never I really wanted to get chartered. Yep. But I didn't stay long enough. The plan was to finish my chartership, then quit, but I was just like, yeah, no. So when did you quit? So I started my own studio, like design studio. So fashion? No, like architecture, engineering, design, like more spatial stuff. That's where we're going now to do it. We've got an event at the Africa Centre, that's why. Mm-hmm. And I did it part-time with my job, so I did it like as a side thing, and then it just picked up and it got really busy, and I just couldn't do both anymore. Mm-hmm. So, and the plan anyway was like to see if I could do it full time at some point, but it just came on a lot earlier than I expected, so I just
I was like, I'm young, I don't have kids, I can always come back if I need to. So I'm just going to quit, see what happens.
Yeah, that's good. I will say this, I like the idea that you're going your own way, because what that actually means is that when you do have kids, you can work to your own time rather than work to someone else's, and you can still prioritise your children.
Yeah, loads of people say that about being self-employed. You just have your own time. You can work to your own time.
But you need that self-discipline as well.
Yeah.
What would be your words of advice? Well, 2 questions. What would be your words of advice to a younger person who wants to get into the industry as a female? And what have you learned about the industry that you wish you knew when you had started?
So advice to a young person would be, getting into engineering would be to I think there's a culture and like a way. There's a culture that's got a hold of the industry right now, and it can make you really fall out of love with it. So there is an alternative to what you're seeing, basically. Like, I left and I'm trying to create my own alternative, but you don't have to like go into like a big consultancy or a big contractor. If you're an engineer, there's loads of other things you can do. Like, you can work, you can use your skills in loads of other different ways. That's still engineering. But don't feel like you have to stick in like a culture you feel uncomfortable in, or that you don't like, or stop being an engineer, because we need more diverse thinking. Not even just like diversity by who you are, but just the way you think. We need more of that. So like, yeah, there's options. Like, don't feel like you have to stick to a particular industry. And to people who are, what was the second question? Oh, what I wish I knew when I'd started, probably how political it is, and how crap the pay is. The pay is not great, guys. Don't be fooled. It's you don't get paid very well, so I wish that's something. Yeah, you actually don't. I think site people do, because you get, when you move around, they pay your stuff for you. All
it is, you need site guys. You're really committed, isn't it? You're at the cutting edge. So if you don't pay them well, they walk or don't do the job properly. In that respect.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you regret any of your journey? And what does the future hold for you?
I don't regret my journey. No. And the future is being self-employed and self-sufficient, I'd say.
Well, thanks a lot for that.
Thanks, Simon.
And we wish you well. And would you recommend Bath? It's Bath University?
Yeah.
Would you recommend Bath University? Look at her face.
I would. No, I would.
No pressure.
I would, but just don't. If you want to go for a good time and for the culture, don't go there. But if you want to go for the course, they have really strong courses and really good lecturers. So that I would recommend. But if you want to explore yourself creatively, don't go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot for that.
Thanks for this.
And we wish you well. We hope that episode enhanced your life. We post an interview every day, as well as vlogging on our social media channels. Don't forget to subscribe to get our latest episode.